financial discipline in line with the Quran and the Sunnah. As a Muslim, we need to look into that area. Not as if because you are in the month of Ramadan, you now spend lavishly. I don't think it's right Islamically. But me, I have my own budget. The way I handle my own things might be different from others.
Ramadan is widely known as the month of fasting, prayer, charity, and spiritual renewal. But beyond the hunger and devotion, there is another lesson quietly unfolding, the lesson of financial discipline. From how we spend on food, to how we give in charity, to how we manage increased household expenses, Ramadan subtly reshapes our financial behavior. It teaches restraint, intentionality, and generosity all at the same time. But do people actually see this connection? Today, we stepped out to ask members of the public, does Ramadan influence the way they manage their money? And beyond fasting, does this sacred month teach financial discipline? Well, let's hear what they have to say.
To me, it's different to other people. I spent more than the other day. If it is in the month of Ramadan, I spend higher than the other normal day that we visit, because I will need to give alms. I will need to do a lot of things. I will need to cater for my family, for my immediate family, the in-laws, and those people within my area too. So even before Ramadan, the preparation for Ramadan alone has already dipped into my account. So in view of that, I on my own side, I can't say there is a financial discipline when it comes to Ramadan, because where you don't supposed to spend, you spend. In all, we are just using that avenue to seek for mercy of Allah. And we all know that anything we do in this glorious month is like a multiplier in this glorious month. So in view of that, I am not in support of financial discipline when it comes to Ramadan.
Yes, of course. Ramadan changed the way I spend money. But notwithstanding, it's even increased the way I spend, in the sense that I have to give some people that did not even have. For example, now if during the period of Ramadan, I'm able to feed myself, so I will be able to think that how can I contribute to the life of people that are not able to feed ourselves, because one of the benefits of Ramadan is to give alms to the poor. So one way and another, I still spend more during the period of Ramadan, in essence to contribute to the life of some people.
We plan our day, we plan our menu. In the morning, we could do it, it being early morning, we eat a little. And in the night, if you want to have your full prayer, you cannot have full stomach. So take pap, take moi in the early morning, you take little quantity of food. So alhamdulillah, we are really managing the food at home with Ramadan.
In terms of spending for a good Muslim, so it will not reduce the way we spend, but the way we spend, it will only increase our reward, and we get more reward and also more profit from what we spend. Example, if someone spend 5,000 naira a day, as low as it is, for either his family or as charity, he will surely get more than times 10 of it from Almighty Allah, directly or indirectly. So that's what. In another way, fasting, even someone didn't spend at all. For fasting, we form his body system. So we will eat 3-4 times a day and turn it to just 2 days, 2 times a day. So it will reform the digestive system. So the way the system is before, it will change and become better. It enhances all the body system. So Ramadan is just a gift from Almighty Allah to the Muslims. Whoever intentionally and with sincerity fast in this month of Ramadan, we surely see its benefits in all its ramifications.
It doesn't change it, because I even spend more than the way I'm spending before Ramadan. Because in Ramadan, you need to satisfy your house, your home, because you will not want anything to get lack as a married man.
Actually, God is the best planner, and you know how He runs our life. Sometimes you make plans, but it's one that really makes it possible. So sometimes the things you do, you yourself be surprised that how did it happen? Like, how were you able to? So indeed, it is.
Helps. It helps. And it helps me to manage the expenses. So it adjusts it. So I find it very easy for me.
Financial discipline in line with the Quran and the Sunnah. As a Muslim, we need to look into that area. Not as if because you are in the month of Ramadan, you now spend lavishly. I don't think it's right Islamically. But me, I have my own budget. The way I handle my own things might be different from others. I have some money for keep. When we are about to start Ramadan, I took my wife to my 12. We bought a lot of foodstuffs. We buy maize, we buy beans, we buy rice, we buy yam, we buy potato and all those stuff that we know they are going to use during the month. So when it comes to around 20 of Ramadan, I know I will still go to the market because all what we bought before Ramadan will have been going down. So we need to at least to add one or two things more in our own things. So keeping money in another way around, that one will help me to keep money because if I'm spending every day on the cost of want to eat, I don't have to think about that again. That I have my own money in my pocket. So unless they want to buy like the fruits now, you can't keep fruit for 1 month. I want to buy watermelon, buy pineapple, buy apple for them. That is the only thing I do during the month of Ramadan. Or I'm going, there's a feasibility that I want to do, that somebody have been calling for help, but I don't have anything to eat. All those budgets are on one side. Okay, if I can be able to send 10,000, the one I can send 20. Like someone called that his mother died this morning. I didn't budget for it. I have to send 25,000 to the person. So I know it's part of something I'm supposed to do, and I've done it, and I'm moving ahead. So I don't think there is a lot of financially, as a Muslim, you need to streamline the way you spend your money because it's not even in line with the Sunnah of the Prophet to spend lavishly. You need to look it in accordance with the Quran and the guidance of the Prophet.
Yes, of course, in the sense that, on a daily basis, before the commencement of Ramadan, what we will always do is that you eat on a 3 days, but now 2 days, maybe in the midnight and during the period of you want to open your mouth. Fine, it reduce the way of spending. But notwithstanding, during that moment that you want to open your mouth, you have to try and eat something that will make your health balance. So I think it contributes towards reducing the amount of money that I spend.
Ramadan is there to teach us lessons on our manners, on our virtues, on our deeds. And part of our manners is the way we spend our money. And it has really come to build us, refine us, to manage our lives, to manage our homes and our finances.
The main reason why Allah asks us to fast is to gain more high rate of piety. So we should fear Him beyond how we fear Him before. So whoever is fasting, he or she will not earn from unlawful sources. He will earn from lawful sources. That's one. And also how he or she spend. Islam has laid down for all Muslims the way he or she can spend his money. It's not because I earn money, I'm the one that have in my company, I earn myself. That it does not mean that you can spend anyhow. In Islam, there are some strategies that Allah has laid for us that every Muslim must follow. He or she must not spend the money for extravagantly or in a way Allah will be angry with him or her. Also, those who engage in all bets. So when fasting, whoever fasts, the reward of one who fasts and also going for bets will reduce. So fasting, some people they are fond of betting every weekend. Our peoples, our brothers in Islam, let us just engage in this bet so that we can earn more. But in Islam, they will not earn through betting and they will not spend the money into betting. So this will minimum how they spend, and we teach them how to spend righteously and lawfully. So fasting Ramadan brings about, as I said earlier, formation. It teaches us how to manage our wealth and how to spend it in a rightful way.
There is nothing like forming a guide, because in this Ramadan, some other expenses come out that you will not even expect that expensive to come. So you have to what? You have to do it. So the financial spending in this Ramadan, no, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, because if I say that the economic is not the economic is affecting, but I'm okay with the way I'm spending with the little I have.
Yes, because there are some things that if you want to do, you have to think twice before doing, because you think it's an holy month, so you have to, and you take people into consideration. So sometimes before doing things for yourself, you think, if I make it like maybe like if you want to do something 100% for yourself, you tend to maybe let me think of other people 20%. So to some extent, you are reducing what you do for yourself, and also you are helping people outside as well.
It helps in, the adjustment in the halali, the way to spend the money. It adjusts the way of spending. Then it allows me to assist. When in the month of the Ramadan like this, you have to help each other. It helps you to know how God assists. Then the rewardness, comes to the person that helps.
It's truly interesting to hear the different perspectives, particularly the contrast between the women's responses and the men's. For many of the women we spoke to, Ramadan is seen as a period of adjustment and careful management, especially as daily eating reduces and household routines shift. But for some of the men, however, it is perceived as a season of increased spending driven by social gatherings, generosity, and the overall demands of the month. These different views highlight something important. Ramadan affects financial behavior in more ways than we often acknowledge. Ultimately, what remains clear is that whether consciously or unconsciously, Ramadan does influence how we relate to money. It naturally encourages more mindful spending, greater reflection, and increased giving. It pushes us to think about value, purpose, and responsibility. Perhaps the real takeaway is this: Ramadan is not just a spiritual detox. It can also serve as a financial reset, a reminder that discipline, generosity, and responsibility are not opposing forces, but principles that can coexist beautifully. And maybe, just maybe, the habits we cultivate in these 30 days can extend beyond the month, shaping how we manage our finances, structure our giving, and build sustainability long after Ramadan is over. Ramadan Mubarak. And with that, I say, don't forget to keep updated to us next week on the program. Follow us on all of our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you for watching. And as always, I am Rahma Say Muhammad.